Hello everyone, welcome back to another Aviation Master live stream. Today we're going to be flying around Chicago Executive on the FlightFX KPWK Chicago Executive Airport. It's a payware. It's available at Orbit Central. And we're going to be checking it out with VFR landmarks and stuff like that. So yeah, let's just get the airplane started up as soon as we can. So Aviation, welcome to the stream. Welcome to all of you who are just about joining. We are on multiplayer today, and we've got our yoke ready. The aircraft is off. We're going to be starting it from a cold and dark state, and we're going to taxi runway 16. I'm going to grab my charts as soon as we start taxiing. Let me just grab my, there we go. I got my chat on my phone. Fly with Rev, welcome to the stream. We're gonna be, yeah, your stream was nice. That was a good touchdown on your landing, for sure. A little bit difficult since you didn't have speed constraints, but at least we made it alive, right? Anyways, battery 1 on. It's initializing the systems for the Garmin G1000s. We've got the warning. We can just click on that to clear it. This airport is literally accurate to the millimeter. This is where I do my flight school, so I can definitely confirm that everything here is accurate and well done. So props to the FlightFX team for making that as good as they could. It looks really nice, definitely. We're not going to be on, I don't know, we're not going to be on Unicom because we're not on VATSIM, so we're just on multiplayer, so you don't really need that. Anyways, battery, beacon, and nav lights can come on. We don't need any lighting. It's daytime. It's 10:30 in the morning. That's the time I set it to, of course. And we are there's a lot of aircraft parked around here, but none of them are moving, but we're obviously going to have to be aware of those. Mixture is a full rich, of course. We don't really have to lean it as of now. Throttle, that's working fine. I'm going to open it about 1/4 inch. Maybe if the engines don't start, we might have to prime those. Let's go ahead and go. Engine start. A successful start. I'm gonna get the oil temperature up a little bit, so we're gonna keep it at 1790 for the RPM while we continue to do our pre-flight checks. Beacon, nav lights are on, alternator, bus 1 and 2 for avionics on, and I'm just gonna keep the temperature. Let's keep that rising. Let's go ahead and click on that, and here we see our oil temperature has risen to a reasonable temperature, so we're going to leave it at that. We're going to turn on our taxi lights. We're going to keep our mags at both. We're going to do a run up at the run up area, that's right, short of runway 16. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the aircraft going. We're obviously going to have to check if there's any in the vicinity. There's an F-18 taking off there, but other than that, we are all set to taxi. Let's go ahead and get rolling. Our frames are a little bit low, which is understandable. It's a custom airport, so they should be getting better as we taxi over to the runway. These runway textures are looking, ground textures are looking really nice. I think I might come back later on this stream. No problem. It's alright. Have a nice evening, Rev. Okay. We're gonna turn left here. Should have grabbed my charts. It's okay, we can do that. There's a truck coming at us, but we're just going to disregard it. I think it's gonna prompt us to log in, which is fine. I'm just gonna open my browser here shouldn't show up for you guys, but I'm just gonna sign in. Yes. Alright. And there we go. We're just gonna go. I'm just gonna hit the brakes there. Flights. There we go. Edit. We're just gonna make a custom flight here. We're not going to import this from SimBrief. Hold on. Let's go ahead and disable the keyboard. Well, let's just make a new one. Actually, new flight, manual input. Here it is. Chicago Executive, destination airport Executive, so that we've got the charts for both departure and arrival. And okay, there we go, create, and we are going to open the charts list, grab the airport charts, grab maybe approach Tatsi, oh Tatsi, there we go, and we've got them here. Let's go ahead and make the moving charts. I think we gotta open Symlink. Totally fine. Navigraph Symlink. There we go. Okay, Symlink is running, but okay. I think I gotta sign in here. We're gonna do that. Captain Glowy, welcome to the stream. Nice to have you here. We're just about to taxi to runway 16 here. Okay, let's close that up. And apparently they're not going to work, which is not a problem. We're on area 2 here. We're supposed to be on Tatsui Bravo, so we're going to go to Echo, Kilo, and that's the run-up area that we're going to be at for departure today. For our departure runway, what I meant to say. These do require a little bit of throttle to get this moving. We're just gonna go through this truck casually. Alright, we're on Bravo. We're gonna take the right on Echo. We can turn right here. We're gonna cross a runway. We should cross a runway. That's just how I remember it from last time I flew here. Yes, we're crossing a runway. We should have Echo off our nose, and then we're going to turn right and make it all the way down to Kilo. We got some really good PVR for these textures. Looking really nice. Alright, we're just going to continue to taxi along this route a little bit quicker. Just don't want to go too slow. I mean, realistically, this is a good taxi speed, but I just don't want to go too fast or too slow, I meant. We're not going to be using flaps for departure today. We don't really need them. Just kind of keeping it. Okay, we're gonna slow it down there. I think we're a bit too fast. Add some throttle thrust. There we go, we're coming upon Kilo, and we're going to make a right to the run-up area, go 1700 RPM, check both mags, get that throttle friction lock adjusted, which it should be, you know, we don't really need to do that now, since I'm just using a joystick throttle, but, you know, for the sake of realism, it's always good to do that. Come here on this area. That's an MSFS issue on your right hand side. As you can see, that the bridge just looks ugly. Like the mesh just doesn't look good. That's not even part of the scenery, that's just the vicinity area. As you can see, that's just not rendered properly, but as you can see, there's a building right there. That's where it's supposed to be. That's accurate to real life for sure. Okay, so okay, our lighting panel is correct. I'm going to go 1700 RPM. Check the left mag. That's fine. Back to 1700. Check the right mag. It is fine. Both mags are correct. We're gonna go ahead and taxi. We've got runway 16 on our left hand side here on holding point kilo. So we're going to go ahead and line up and wait here. Taxi lights can come off, landing lights and strobe lights are coming on. We're gonna go ahead and turn to the left here, line up on runway 16. Might have been a little too late, I don't know. Maybe that's just how this plane reacts to rudder inputs. Anyways, we are here, runway 16. We're about to take off. We're going to be taking off to the northeast, and we're going to make a turn to the left, towards Lake Michigan, and we're just gonna fly along that coastline. So we're just gonna go ahead and slowly bring up the throttle to full power here. Set the trim. Okay, there we go. Trim is set. Takeoff thrust is set. Keep it on the center line. Airspeed is alive. .55 knots. Rotate. Okay, I'm gonna trim it out. Alright, very nice. See the airport off to our left hand side, looking super nice. There's the area where we were parked at. There's like a McDonald's down there. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I think that's it. I think that's the McDonald's. Wait. Whatever. Screw the McDonald's. I'm just gonna turn to the right here. We got a little bit off track there. We're going to fly to the right. We're going to... well, it was a left turn, but it ended up being a right turn, you know, because we kind of turned way too much to the left, looking for that McDonald's. We never found it. I think it's on final for 16. Our RPM is fine. Let's keep going. Speed's looking fine. Frames are looking really nice. I don't want to trim it out too much. Gonna lower the RPM. I don't have a mixture here, unfortunately, but tomorrow I will have a mixture, because I'm getting a throttle tomorrow. My throttle's finally going to be able to get in my hands tomorrow. The Bravo quadrant. I'm really looking forward to that. Altimeter should be just standard because I set this weather as custom, so it's not real time. Altimeter should be fine. think we're flying a little low, but that's fine. We can just trim it out and climb up. If I recall, there was a water tower. There it is. And we are going to be flying along the coast of Lake Michigan for a bit, and then we're going to make a right turn towards the Chicago City area, and then we're going to be returning to the airport. Actually, I think it's better if we make the right turn towards Chicago right now, and then go along Waukegan and Lake Michigan afterwards. I think that's just better to do. I don't know why the buildings aren't popping up, but I guess we just have to get closer, and they eventually will. Okay, add a little bit of trim there. Just gonna get closer to those buildings, and we should be able to see them. Then we're gonna make a right turn. Fuel quantity is fine. We should have more than enough for this flight. So there's a weird problem with this default C-172, and it's that it doesn't like it when I don't know, there's just a big gap, you see there? Instead of just, you know, the yoke does its thing, but the plane keeps turning left. I kind of have to correct it. And add a little bit less trim here as we're coming up on 2,000 feet. Let me make sure we keep it at stable altitude. You don't want to climb too much. There we go. That should do it. And add some speed there. We're maxing out the RPM because we just want to get there a little bit quick. Captain Jarrett, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? We just took off from executive, and we're making the right turn towards downtown Chicago. It's loading up there. Then we're gonna make left on Lake Michigan, and we're just gonna fly along the coastline until we're far enough to get back to runway 16, which is where we took off from. So we're just gonna be doing that. Kind of weird that the left and right pitch trim aren't modeled, but both of them can be moved. Like, that's a little bit of a thing that bothers me. There it is. The city's coming alive. We're just gonna fly all the way over there. Doing fine. How about you? I'm doing great. Birthday's tomorrow, actually, so I'm kind of excited. Okay, so we can see Lake Michigan off the coast of Lake Michigan off to our left. So that's That's nice. The water masks are very, very nice. Not gonna lie. Okay, we're coming upon downtown Chicago here. We should be able to see some buildings. They're still spawning, but loading, I'd say. Not really spawning. I don't think that's the correct term for that. Very nice. We're also kind of high up in the air, so it's not really like that easy to see the ground objects in detail, but if we get closer to the ground, that should be a little bit easier. After this, is it alright if we fly to KPWK by doing VFR around Chicago? Yeah, it's totally fine. If you want, I can just turn around and fly along Waukegan and land back. We're basically already on downtown. We could do that if you want. I just wanted to check out the downtown buildings, which are looking pretty good as they keep loading. Gonna make a left. Actually, it's gonna be 20 minutes all the way back. I think 10 to 15 minutes all the way back to where we were before. There we can see some really nice view of the Chicago cityscapes. I wonder how the frames would be in New York. Cool, it's a nice airport. There's even scenery for that airport in Edsplane that looks pretty good. Nice. Are you gonna do it in Edsplane? Because if you're gonna do it in Edsplane, then we could do VATSIM. Joe001, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Right about here, I think we can just trim down, fly below. I think 2500 should do fine. And we can make an entire left around Chicago downtown, so. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce RPM. Good, you? I'm doing great. Good to know you're doing fine. You got FS2020? Yeah, I've had this sim for about a year. It's not bad. I mean, the flare, the ground effect physics could be improved. No thanks, this looks extraordinary and it looks epic. Well, I am glad. In that case, we can just do MSFS, and that would facilitate everything because I'm already on multiplayer. Well, as you guys can see, we're flying along the Chicago cityscape. Of course, not like entirely rendered, loaded in properly, but as we get closer, we should see a little bit more detail on that. We're gonna make a left turn here. Dang, that just looks so nice. We're gonna be flying really close to some buildings here. you can see, we're approaching some residential areas as well. This is a very industrial part of Chicago. Oops, I accidentally looked at an airport in Georgia. I'll find you a cool airport that's close by. I think I know a few that are close by. This is, well, Executive is pretty much the only airport I've flown GA in around Chicago. So I'm not sure, but there's possibly some sort of airfield around for sure. There was like some Illinois one nearby, so I think we could fly there. Just look at these cityscapes. This just looks insane. One of the best things about this sim is the scenery. Gotta watch out for the buildings, of course. And we're gonna make our turn. Can you fly to DuPage Airport? It's in Chicago. Yeah, for sure, we could fly to DuPage. I don't know how far that is from Executive, but actually, let's see how far that is. We could try and fly in there now and make it back to Executive through DuPage. Let's go FPL. I'm gonna trim it out a little bit so that I don't have to add too much yoke input. Let's go ahead and grab FMS. Well, I don't know how this. Okay. Can I enter? Can I enter the? Oh, there it is. I wonder why it's not showing up. Should. Ah, there it is. Oh, that's just a bigger knob. This is a smaller one. Okay, so we're gonna do. HIJK. What's the ICAO code for DuPage Airport? That way I can already enter that in into the G1000. We're a little bit low now. KPDA. Okay. So we're gonna put in KPDA. Okay, hold on. KP D KPDK KPDT at CKT. It's not even letting me go any further than that. I think it's KPDC. That's Prairie du Chien. Or DuPage. Is it DuPage or du Chien? Whoops. That's a weird thing about this C-172. I think du Chien is way up. Further up. Ah, DPA. Okay. Got it. So, let's do... D... Okay... DPA, here it is, DuPage. And we already entered that. We're gonna go flight plan. Okay, let's go here. Well, let's just select DPA. There it is. Activate. Okay, there we go. We're gonna go back to the FPL here. My apologies, I accidentally put it wrong. No problem. Let's get the range out. Okay, so you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna fly over to Executive, And once I land that executive, we're gonna make it over to DuPage, or we could just fly into DuPage right now and then do executive. Honestly, I think I want to fly to DuPage first because I want to check out executive as my last. So we're gonna do DPA. It's a little bit further, but that's fine. Okay, let's start making our left turn here. That's PWK, that's executive. That's where we've got scenery for. I don't got any for DuPage, but that's fine. Okay, we are approximately 14 minutes. I'm actually going to go full 2700 RPM here. That way we head there faster. We're about 13 minutes away from DuPage, and then we're gonna make it back to executive. Of course, it's gonna be a short little flight. It's not gonna be too long. Let's make the right turn right about here. About 10 minutes out. 2800 RPM. We're just maxing out this C-172. We're just going full power, full RPM, flying low. The C-172 doesn't fly too badly. Captain Jerry, what airport are you going to be spawning on? Because if it's DuPage, I'm going to be heading there. It's only 22 miles distance from executive. Yeah, that's fine. I'm so hyped for the A380X. Rev, I've got so much information about that. That is not allowed to share, but I'm really hyped about that as well. I'm super hyped. Like, I usually never fly the A380, but like, because, you know, there isn't a good A380 for any sim, basically, but now the fly-by-wire is making the A380 for MSFS. I'm super excited to see that. You don't have MSFS, so I guess it would be that sim. Okay, about 130 knots. We're flying to the west right now. We're westbound towards PDA. DuPage. That's Chicago O'Hare off to our right hand side. Since we're on multiplayer, you can see that there's like a lot of planes that are spawned there right now. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the right here. We're basically intercepting the path, the arrival path for whoever's flying to O'Hare. Is that a runway? No, that's not a runway. We should be fine then. We're not getting in the way of anyone. Another weird C-172 bug there. Why can't there be a C-172 mod for MSFS? The C-152 mod is awesome, but like there has to be a C-172 mod. 'Cause this one flies fine, but there are so many weird little bugs that are just so annoying to have to cope with. Okay. About 2700 RPM. See the range. We're not too far. I think we're fine in terms of our location. Me gets MSFS, my PC instantly explodes. I mean, MSFS, my PC isn't, like, my PC hates Xplane more than MSFS because I've got lots of add-ons for Xplane. For MSFS, I barely got any, so. Flying really nicely. I didn't realize we veered off track here for a sec. We're about 5 minutes away from PDA. We're gonna land there, and then we're gonna head over to executive and end the stream. Of course, it shouldn't be taking that long. It's just gonna be a couple short flights, VFR, to show off the FlightFX scenery, which is super nice, super awesome, very accurate indeed, and show you guys a little bit of Chicago. Okay, we're gonna head here, range. We've got PDA off our nose. We probably won't be able to see it from here, but as we get closer, we should see it. Keeping it nice and slow. Slow because it's MSFS and off VATSIM. Okay, so DPA coming up here, 5 minutes. So we're gonna make a right hand turn as soon as we get a little bit closer to DPA. Pitch down a little bit. Pitch down slightly. Keeping it about 1400 feet here. Just want to increase the RPM by a bit. It makes a difference. Trust me. These slight pitch down movements kind of help us out a little. Trim up, pitch down. Fastest way to gain RPM. Okay, so we're gonna make a right turn here to get ourselves a little bit more aligned with the airport because we don't want it too far off. I'm gonna stop the turn there. We're approaching it. We're not too far. It's 5 minutes. We're near Napier. And yeah, Captain Jarrett, what aircraft are you gonna be flying in X-Plane for this group flight, sort of? I'm gonna keep a distance, but at the same time, Okay. Coming up on PDA here. We're not too far off. I'm gonna make the right turn. I'm gonna start to look for the airport here. I think it might be that one. Not sure. Okay, just kind of keeping a distance. Of course, while turning to the right. There it is. I'm gonna nose down a little bit. I'm not even adding that much input, and look how much nose down it goes. Way too much. When I add real nose down input, it goes down. I mean, I'd say it's sort of about accurate, but not too accurate. Shut up, DPWS. We know what we're doing. We're not gonna crash. Is there a way to turn that default thing off? Because, I mean, on the C-172, there's no option for that, but somehow still just goes off. It's kind of annoying. Okay, PDA should be nearby already. We should be able to see PDA. Pretty soon. I'm gonna keep turning right. Okay, awesome. There's a field right up there. There are some buildings that seem to be airport buildings. I'm not sure if they are, but let's see. I think it might be. I think it's. We're close. We're getting close. There it is. I see it. I think I see a control tower, so that's probably the airport. So now that we've got it in sight, I'm gonna go ahead and make a right turn right on here, and slight though. It has to be like a really slight right turn. It can't be too firm, or however you say, too sharp. Super nice. This scenery is awesome coming up on final approach here. Okay. Focusing on the scenery way too much made me forget about the flaps and stuff. So we're gonna use a little bit of trim here. We're gonna pitch up a bit, lose some speed. We're gonna go flaps 10. Trim up. Okay, flaps 20. Just kind of want to be on landing configuration so that we've got the airplane stable. Because if we don't have the flaps set, then the airplane's just going to go nose down, and we don't want that. Speed up also works to get it up. Oh, this runway seems pretty big, I guess. Flaps full. They are set to full, so we can continue with our final approach here. Butter it. I hope so. That's a very demanding request, but we don't have a landing rate thing for MSFS, but luckily we can determine by the flare and the approach and the center line if the landing was good. Alright. Runway should be right on here. Oh, I thought that was a taxi route. Didn't think that was a runway. I don't know if it has ILS. Well, it seems like We've got some of that here. Yeah, we can see those. I think I'm hearing the outer markers. Yeah. Okay, enough concentrating on the airport. Let's go ahead and butter the landing. We're a little high, but that's fine. We don't want to be too low on speed either. Throttle down, that'll help us getting the altitude down. The glare shield is just way too bright. Okay, idle on the thrust. Not too shabby. We're gonna hit the brakes there. Welcome to DuPage Airport. Flaps are coming up. Next up, we're gonna make our way over to Chicago Executive, and then we'll be done for the night. Awesome. We can, this appears to be, yeah, this is a taxiway. Yeah, sorry, it's just that this glare, this windshield, this, well, not windshield, this glare is just way too strong. Cockpit glare. It's an MSFS thing, supposedly. There's some sort of reshade that fixes it, but I kind of doubt it. I think there's not enough contrast over on the top side. On the sides. And in the middle as well. Would be better if that was turned down a notch. Anyways, here we can see a few PA-28s parked here. For what it seems like, I don't know, maybe they're Sundowners, maybe they're Piper Arrows. And I'm pretty much just gonna line up here. And welcome to DuPage Airport. That's pretty much it. Honestly, we just got a program our flight to head back to Chicago Executive, so I'm just gonna do that real quick. Let me just remove this yoke. There we go. It's easier on the ground. Let's clear that. DPA, flight plan. We're just gonna do this. Put in, there it is. Okay, we're gonna do KPWK. Okay. There it is. Chicago Executive. And we are going to make it active. And there we go. That is set. So, our flight plan is set. I'm just gonna wait for Captain Jerry. I don't know if you're, going to be joining us through VATSIM or whatever, but just let me know, or maybe you're just flying along and are not doing any sort of online thing. Totally fine. Either way, it's either option works. Let's go ahead and set something up here. There we go. Okay. Anyways, I don't know what what runways we've got here at this airport. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, oh, I clicked the wrong one. It's this one. We're gonna go flights. Let's close this up. Flights, new flight, manual input, PDA. KPDA or DPA, I think. Here it is, Chicago due page, and we're gonna head to executive. Alright, awesome. Create. Get that closed up, and yeah, let's grab PDA. Let's grab the charts for TATSI. Airport information, and there we are. We are near Tango, so we can just TATSI over to runway 15. Should do the job. And yeah, so we're gonna TATSI via Whiskey Echo Charlie and cross 15 over to Bravo. So we're just gonna close that up, and let's head over to runway 15 for our departure back to executive. Just keep that up, actually. Oh, forgot to turn on Whiskey there. That's fine, we can do Charlie Bravo. So we're gonna cross 20 runway 20 right, and Charlie all the way down to Bravo. That should work. Whoops, turned a little bit too late there. That's fine. We're gonna make it all the way down, Charlie, and then Bravo on 15. I'm just gonna take the shorter runway, because feel it like using the runway, like the longer runway, feels a little bit unrealistic, and you know, it's more fun if I use the shorter runway, and you know, actually TATSI around the airport. We're gonna add a little bit of thrust here. Oops. We're gonna get that cleared. Okay, we're on Charlie here. We're gonna cross runway 28, and we're gonna cross 15 as well to get to where we want to go. Okay, so 28 here, we're gonna make the right turn on Charlie and head to Bravo, hold short on 15. Here we are again. I'm gonna make the turn on Charlie right here, cross 15, and just head to Bravo on the left. Of course, we can't TATSI too quickly, or else the rudder won't be as efficient. There we go, we're crossing 15, that's our departure runway. We're just gonna make a left on Bravo here, and we should be fine. Right here. We're gonna make the left hand turn. Whoops. A little bit fast. Okay. Let's keep going. I'm gonna use some right rudder to compensate for the left turns. Okay, here's Bravo 1, but we're just gonna go all the way down to Bravo. There we are. We don't need the charts anymore. Just gonna close those up. And we're right about on runway 15 here. We're ready for departure. Lights are set. Nav, strobes, landing lights, beacon lights. Okay, kind of missed the turn there, but that's fine. here we are, runway 15, and we are ready for departure. So we're just going to go ahead and release those brakes and get off towards executive. Slowly add some power and we'll be off. A little bit of right rudder there. Trim is fine. 55 knots. Rotates. Okay, we're gonna make the left turn. That's annoying. It's weird. Probably because we're just trimming up and we're at low speed, so that's probably why. Okay, so we're gonna be there in about 12 minutes. Probably, or that's our ETA. Sounds about right. We're gonna make the runway 16 approach. So as soon as we have visual reference with the airport, we're gonna make the turn, join the pattern. Left base for runway 16. Whoops, too much trim. Slowly get it down a little bit. There we go. Okay, awesome. Let's go ahead and trim down some more. By the way, guys, I won't be streaming in a few days, probably. So that's why I just decided to make a stream today, and because I won't be streaming for probably the next 3 days at least, maybe. So I'll probably be scheduling a stream for like the 26th or something. Do a flight into Midway or something like that, which would be nice. I flew into Midway earlier today on X-Plane, and that was just awesome. The scenery package that we've got, it's just super nice, for sure. Definitely really like that. Set a view for that. I'm gonna go now. See you later, Captain Jarrett. Don't worry, totally fine. Have an awesome day. We're gonna keep flying all the way up. Hold it off. 3,000 here. Range, get it up a little bit. Okie dokie. Okay, executive over there. I think we're gonna go over O'Hare. I think I have that in sight. There it is. That's O'Hare. going to go over the airport. Gotta keep enjoying these views. So awesome. I'm gonna trim down just a tiny little bit here, just so that we stabilize. Coming up on O'Hare, and 5 minutes 27 seconds left apparently towards executives. So actually, once we fly over O'Hare, as you can see, the Lake Michigan all the way far off there, so I'm just gonna make a left turn so that I can align myself with that. Fly all the way over to Waukegan and land over at runway 16 Chicago Executive. I should be out of the way of all these aircraft. I shouldn't be intercepting or getting into anyone, running into anyone at about this altitude. Over this airspace, so we should be totally fine. I've been flying pretty much all day, so a little bit burnt out from flying, but you know, I just never get tired. It's kind of just burnt out, like in terms of I flew way too much. I always feel like going on a VFR, taking the C-172 for a spin, in MSFS especially, because the graphics are just amazing and it's perfect for VFR. It's a very awesome sim for VFR flights. Alright, flying right over Chicago O'Hare. See a lot of industrial buildings down there. There we have the outer marker. Beeps. Alright, since we're right over O'Hare, we can go ahead and dang. This looks nice. Technically this really shouldn't be a problem because, you know, no aircraft are at this altitude over O'Hare unless it's like VFR, because all of them are either taking off to a certain direction or landing at O'Hare, and none of which would be at this altitude, so we should be safe realistically. That is Chicago Executive, I think. It might not be though. I think it is. Since it's basically to the left. think that is executive. I'm gonna check my VFR map here. That is executive. So what we're gonna do now is that since we're already past O'Hare, we're gonna make a left turn, follow the river, and back into runway 16 at Chicago Executive. So we're gonna start our descent, lower the RPM a little bit so we can go nose down. That's the opposite runway 34, but we're not gonna be landing there. We're gonna be making a left turn towards the Lake Michigan coastline, fly all the way on the direction of Waukegan, make a left turn once again, kind of like what I like to call a candy cane approach, like you just go straight forward and then make a U-turn. We'll be doing that today, sort of. That's executive. We're just going to be flying all the way down towards that. Make my left here. There's the airport. We're going to be landing on the opposite end of the runway. Okay, there it is. Let's go ahead and continue down. This is a stable descent. I'm going to get the RPM up a little bit, trim down. I'm going to keep stable flight. Keeping the speed up wouldn't hurt, you know. My PC fan's just blasted. All this scenery it's loading, it's like, help me. Okay, gotta be sure to keep the trim. Down we go. We're gonna make a left turn as soon as we can. Actually, we could make it right now and kind of just improvise and fly in, but we could do it differently. There's executive. Over to our left hand side, that's the water tower. It's good to use that as the reference. I use visual waypoints as reference when flying around Chicago. It's good to do that. Okay, 2,600 feet, crossing 2,650 maybe. Making the left turn here. Alright, nice. We're gonna keep going. Let's keep going down here, flying along the coastlines of the lake, and then we're gonna make another left turn. keep going. Thank you guys so much for the 5 likes. I really appreciate that. We've been smashing every like goal lately. I appreciate your guys' support. Okay, let's continue to fly along the lake. We don't want to fly too far, just enough to make the turn. I think we can do that now. So we're turning. There's our vertical speed is going to drop. It's actually going to drop in the negatives a little bit while turning here. Whoops, we don't want G-force experience. There we go. That's out of the way. Let's head towards executive. I really like, with all this broken sort of looking mesh, I can't determine what the airport tower looks like. That's where the GPS kicks in. So right now, I'm definitely sure we're flying on course. Just gonna get visuals of the airport. I think it might be that one. I'm not really sure though. That's off our nose, and so is executive. So I think we should be fine. Let's keep flying. It seems like we're a bit close to executive, so I'm gonna make a left turn here. I think that's the airport. So we're at where we want to be. We're just going to keep approaching. I'm going to trim down quite a lot because flaps are going to kick in a few. So kind of hold this thing here. Okay, speed's down. Speed's coming down. Gotta make sure to use some flaps in a bit. Okay, so let's keep going. We're gonna go executive, flaps 10. There it is, off our nose. It is really hard to tell what the airport is. But we see it, I see it. I personally have already visuals. Flaps 20, just kind of want to be configured for landing. There's runway 1 sits right there. You can see it. Let's continue to approach that. Obviously going to keep using the trim. Right, let's make the left turn here. We're at flaps 20. We're gonna go full in a second. I just want to be aligned with the runway. Make a right turn here and then make a sharp left turn, and then we should be fine. Okay, there we go. Flaps full, and we're gonna make the turn right there. There's the runway. There's the Westin Hotel. Off our left wing, there's runway 1 sits. We're fully configured for landing, so let's go ahead and do that. Align ourselves with the runway. A little bit high. There we go. Alright, there's the runway. 500 feet. Supposedly minimums would be at 200 feet, but we've already got the runway in sight, so we don't really need that. Okay, there it is, runway 16. We're fine. We're technically fine on glide slope. We're not that high. There we go. We're not going to see the McDonald's, unfortunately. that's on the other end of the runway. That's on runway 34. This is runway 16. So, okay, add a little bit more thrust. Here we go. Runway in sight, of course. We're right on it. Let's get her down right here. Idle on the thrust. That was beautiful. Heard the wheels just basically just like ever so slightly gently touch the runway. That was just awesome. Anyways, welcome to Chicago Executive by FlightFX. We're gonna make the turn on Echo. Right here. We're gonna be crossing the runway right ahead, and we're gonna make the turn on the southeast ramps, which are right over there. As you can see, there's the FBO as well as Hawthorne Aviation. Here's another runway to cross. I like this airport. I'm very happy that it's my flight training airport, my home airport. Okay, there's an aircraft right there, C-172, lined up for departure on that runway. He was just waiting for me to get clear off the runway for him to take off. I think he's just rolling right now. We're gonna go all the way down and park over on the other one. Here's some other Hawthorne hangars. I think he's already rolling. He's rolling on the grass because he's using the default MSFS version of the airport. Alrighty, awesome. We're gonna park right here. Okay, let's hit the brakes. This is where I park my plane in real life. It's either this one or the one right next to it, but it's usually right here. Let's go ahead and park the aircraft. There it is. Spot on with that parking. Let's go ahead and kill the engines. Let's clear those warnings. Magnetos can go off. Landing lights, of course. Taxi lights. Okay, strobe lights off. Taxi lights off. Nav, beacon lights off. Alternator, avionics plus 1 and 2 off. And we've got battery off. Welcome to Chicago Executive. Since we don't have landing replays, we're not going to be checking those out, unfortunately, but I'm going to be rolling out the music and calling it a day. So, thank you for everyone who joined the stream. I hope everyone had fun watching it. If you just came in and would like to check out certain parts of the stream, you can do that. We flew all the way to downtown Chicago, to DePage Airport, and all the way back here to Chicago Executive. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today. My next stream is gonna be in 3-4 days, so stay tuned for that. And I'll be flying into Midway for sure. Oh, there's the McDonald's. You can see it there. Anyways, I hope everyone had fun watching, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.